Hello and welcome to a Project Go Create video. Today we are using the Lovely as a Tree stamp set by Stampin Up and we are trying the thumping technique. So I've just inked up one of my stamps with the Pear Pizzazz ink pad, that's just a pale green, and I'm going over the tree trunks and any bits that look like branches with the chocolate chip marker. And then I'm going to take some different shades of green and using the brush tip end, I'm just kind of whacking it against the stamp. And rotating the stamp as I do it so that the angle is different. And then I'll just pick up some more of the other colours. And that's garden green, and the other one is old olive, and just randomly covering the stamp as much as I can with some different greens. And that's the last one. And obviously you can see there's a few different stamps as part of this set, so it makes lovely tree at Christmas or nice background stamps. And I'm giving it a breathe on it to re-moisten it, and then I'm just stamping it on Whisper White cardstock. You can't see very well, but there's so many different shades of green in there, it's just so lovely. And then I've just trimmed it, it's about 6.5 centimetres by 7 centimetres, thereabouts. And then all I wanted to do was mat it on some different colour cardstock, so I went for Pear Pizzazz and then Early Espresso, which was one of my favourite browns. And it's such a nice dark colour without being too black. And that's it there. You can see my stamping trimmer's very well used, and it's got sticky bits all over it, but it's fantastic. And then a bit of snail adhesive on the back. You don't need, when you're using your snail, you don't need to cover every single area, just the top and the bottom is fine. It's very sticky glue, and then I'll make it go a bit further. And then I used the And Many More stamp set, which is one of my favourite go-to stamp sets for greetings, and I just use my chocolate chip marker to do the back, to ink that up. You could obviously use an ink pad as well, and again I just breathed on it and then stamped it on the Whisper White. And originally I punched it out using the washi tape punch, and I was going to have it sticking out the side, but I found that it was sticking out too far, so I ended up trimming it down. But obviously you could use that just on its own if you wanted to. And I just cut the end into a banner point. This is one of my favourite things, I do it all the time. Very simple little banner point there. And then to do the background, I grabbed what looks like kind of a backgroundish stamp. And I use Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just stamping it off on the grid paper and then stamping straight onto the cardstock. And you get a slightly lighter ink, so it's more of a subtle background. If you wanted darker, you could just stamp straight onto the card. So I just did a random pattern. And then I played about with things behind the tree, and I used linen thread, you can see that in the background, and it just wasn't working. So I ended up grabbing some seam binding and put that across the back. And then as you can see, I cut down the greeting, and I've just put a bit of dimensional on the back there, and just sticking it onto either side of the tree. And that is the end of my little card. And the Lovely as a Tree stamp set is one of Stampin' Up's oldest ones. It's been in the catalogue since I started, and it's just because it's so versatile. So that's still in there. And obviously this is celebration time, so if you spend £45 you get to choose a free item. You can go to my shop online at quickandeasycrafter.com, and you can send me an email at paperworks@hotmail.co.uk. Thanks for joining me today.